Hey, what's going on, YouTube? I have an interesting array of diecast to crack open. Just a few finds from the last week or so. Well, probably less than that. Starting with this Maisto Volkswagen Beetle Harley Davidson chop top looking looks like a chop top, I don't know. Pretty cool looking little casting though. Way out of scale. Definitely not a 1:64. I would say probably this is a 1:55. And it might even be big for that. But not too bad. So I don't buy a lot of Maisto stuff, but the rest of what I have is the more detailed stuff that I'm into. So Auto World from Release 5, 1968 Plymouth Fury. Excuse me. I don't have this color variation on it. I will be cracking a green machine here too. I've got 2, 4, 5 cars, 5 more cars. One of which will be a green machine, Hollywood. So these boxes are pretty nifty. I know I've showed this in some of my other videos, but if you're new, keep your little plastic molding because it fits right into the box. And then the car doesn't move around nearly as much for storing and transporting purposes. That is something that Auto World now does. They make all of them fit. Didn't used to be the case, but now it is the case. So, interesting color on this. It's like a tan. Very detailed motor. Tan color with the gold trim. Actually, it's a gold accent. All the trim is chrome or silver. But the thing with these Auto Worlds, you can tell just by holding them how substantial they are compared to an M2. And I don't know if it's the way that they attach the extra pieces or if it's the fact that they're riveted and not screwed. They just feel a heck of a lot more solid than an M2. They feel much better built. I think Greenlight is the same way, and that's why when it came time for me to make a decision on cutting one of them out, M2 they didn't make the cut for me. So I will pick up the occasional M2. The last two that I got was this Camaro, little roached out Camaro, along with this Ford Econoline, also roached out. I just don't buy a lot of M2. If I ever find an M2 Chase, I'll trade it, or I'll sell it for an Ultra Red or a green machine. Anyways, so this next one is also in Release 5. I don't know why these kind of showed up in my area lately. I love this casting. This, to me, is one of the nicest Impala castings from any brand ever. I do like the 1970 quite a bit as well. Not sure which one I like more. It's a really tough call for me. I need to get this Ultra Red on this one. You know, they used to do red and white on the Ultra Reds, and now they're doing red and black. And I have to say, the white looked so much better, in my opinion. I just think it complemented that Ultra Red color better than the black does. But anyways, let's take a look at this. I have the first two releases of this casting, which is like a light blue color and a burgundy color. So this almost like an aqua color here, maybe a little more green, is definitely new. Now see, on the other two that I have, this doesn't work. I think they're from release 1. So it's only in these newer releases that the really big cars will work. But yeah, this casting, they totally smashed it with this casting. It's as good as it gets for this scale. And they top it off with a really nice paint job, really nice color. They don't use lensed headlights and brake lights like what I've been getting used to here with the Kyosho and the Tamika Limited Vintage. But the detail is so good that it really doesn't matter much. You can see a flaw here. The red kind of, I don't know if it just bled over. The little chrome pieces that are supposed to be there, as shown on the left side. So that's a flaw. Not a very big deal. Still a ton more detail on this than what you find with most other 1/64 scale cars. I think one thing, that has always kind of set me back a little bit about Auto World is the wheels. They leave a lot to be desired, in my opinion. But it's hard in this scale to get something that small to look authentic. Some of their wheels look okay, but I can tell you, if you put these up in a carny case next to some Hot Wheels or even Greenlight, these wheels get drowned out by all the other cars' wheels, especially Hot Wheels, because there's so much chrome on them. And these, you have a lot more tire, which is more authentic, and that's really what Auto World is going for, is authenticity. That's why they stay true to scale, and man, they just make a really nice looking car. There's not a lot to complain about with the stuff that they make, other than the fact that they just don't license enough stuff. Alright, so the last three are Greenlight cars. This has been out so many times. I don't know what release this is. I found it at Target and I just picked it up. I recently cracked the Series 1 Hollywood Green Machine of this car. The wheels are a little different on it. I don't know if this is like a Hollywood All-Stars release or it's definitely not an exclusive. So it's got to be like a best of Hollywood or something like that. I don't know if you guys watch Walking Dead, but last night in last night's episode, when Daryl and what's his name were hiding behind that trailer waiting for the Saviors, they were going to ambush them. You guys notice what that trailer was? If not, go back and watch it. It's definitely Americana. It's an American movie icon trailer, and it ties into diecast actually quite a bit, so check it out. It was pretty cool. Been a lot of buzz online about it today, and some people pointed up that last week there was another car that showed up that was related to it or tied to it, so The little Easter eggs are kind of interesting with Walking Dead. Anyways, this casting is awesome. I have a few of these Bandit Trans Ams, and they just look so good. The black is super high gloss. You have all that chrome trim around it, or chrome, sorry, all that gold trim. Just looks really good. The earlier releases of this have the license plate, the rebel flag, which I think is a little bit cooler than just, what is that, a Florida license plate? Georgia maybe? And then up in the front, nothing. But still a cool car. Not a low number or anything like that. It's not a very good roller. So that happens quite a bit with high-end diecast because they're all fixed axles. And they're going for looks more than they are playability. This one here, same deal as the Smokey. I think it's in the same release. And when this came out the first time, it was before I was collecting, so I never had a chance to get it. Even with the release of the film reel and the hitch and tow that they brought out, I just never had a chance to get this car. So really cool to get the Blues Brothers Dodge Monaco police car. This is a new one to my collection. And I don't know for sure if this is actual Chicago police livery. I don't think it is from that time period. I know that was the fictional setting for the movie, being that Belushi and Aykroyd, I think, are both from Chicago, but I don't think this is an actual Chicago police livery. I think it's just for the movie. Now, I could be wrong about that. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Because, to be honest, I've never seen the movie Blues Brothers. I'm not a big movie guy. But I did see The Big Lebowski, and that is definitely one of my favorites. These Monacos are awesome. If you guys watch WTF FOR, this is one of his favorite castings. He buys tons of these. He makes his Demolition Derby videos with them. He makes his crushable Demolition Derby cars out of these. Well, he doesn't make it out of these, but he uses these to mold the material. You guys should check those videos out. They're pretty cool. It's stop motion demolition, die-cast demolition derbies. But this thing is awesome. I really like the look of the white wheels. Really nice light bar. This is my favorite Greenlight light bar that they brought out until the latest one that just came out in the new Hot Pursuit. Those light bars are sweet. Those are the ones I remember as a kid, all of the police cars having in the mid-'80s. But this is just a really cool car. There are lensed brake lights. And painted headlights. Really good detail. And that one rolls really nice. I'll tell you though, a new Greenlight, when you roll it down the table, and then you take one that's 5 or 10 years old, the sound is so different. The older ones, they don't make any noise. They're just so solid. These ones kind of hear a little rattle. But cool car. So that's it. I do have one green machine. Shout out to Fordsman84. I think that's... I just know him as Fordsman. He's local to me. And we made a trade just because... I was going to crack this anyways, and his had a busted blister on the corner. And so I traded him a good one so that I could crack this one. So hopefully there's nothing wrong with the casting. I'd be a little bummed out if that were the case. But awesome truck. It's really, you know, for as many of these that were made, it's not one of the harder to find green machines. I think there's over 250 of these produced. But that being said, it's a hard one to find. I think people that have it don't want to come off of it. It's kind of like that, the Smoky, or not the, the Smoky Unix Chevelle from Talladega Nights. The Series 8 and the new one. They're just, people are holding on to them. The Series 8, they didn't make that many of. There's only like 100, 105 of them. So those are pretty rare to begin with. I do need to find another one of those. But I do like this truck. When they came out with this truck, the truck itself, the regular version, was awesome because it's a weathered, beat up truck. This is something that garage did, where I think the motor and tranny, they just kind of saved it, and then they clear coated the rusted look onto the truck, so it had that beat up barn find look to it. But man, the Green Machine definitely looks better. Very, very cool truck. Definitely a nice addition into my Green Machine collection, which I have really not done a lot with lately. This truck rolls awesome. That might be one of the nicest rolling Greenlight cars I have. Wow. That's very cool. Wheels and tires are in really good shape. They're not all bent up like they can be. It's actually, the casting is actually in really good shape. The hood opens and closes perfect. So that actually ended up working out. So there you go. So yeah, I haven't done much in the way of Green Machines lately. I picked up this Dodge Charger from Lamar a week and a half ago, along with a couple of raw Green Machines from one of the Motor World dioramas. I do have a few more Green Machines on the way to me though, courtesy of Champion DJK, which I appreciate. I will be cracking those on video. There is one of those that I may not be cracking. I don't know yet. But the rest of them more than likely will be cracked. And I've got so much stuff that, you know, I'm running out of room in my case, so I really got to get the Carney case up. I was going to hang it this weekend, and when we moved into this house, I don't know where I put the charger to my drill, so, but I did find it. Now I just need to charge the drill so that I can hang the Carney. I'm thinking about getting another Carney case specifically for Kyosho and Tamika. And also maybe getting a separate one for the Green Machines, because I think I have probably around 50 or 60 Green Machines loose. And I have probably another 20 or 30 that are mint on card, which I'll probably open 70% of those. There's just a few of them that I'm not going to open. I meant to crack that Valentine's Day Silverado, but I forgot to bring it in, so I'll do that in the next video if I don't trade it or sell it. So that's it. Just a quick disclaimer, if any of you stuck around this long to the video, my channel, I'm an enthusiast of die-cast cars, 1 to 64 scale die-cast. So anything that I say about a car, you know, take it for what it's worth. I'm not your best source for specs and history of cars and all of that stuff. Everything I say is speculative. So take it for what it's worth. But if you want to know about the die-cast, I'm fairly knowledgeable. I'm actually, I think, pretty well versed with Greenlight. and I'm okay with Hot Wheels and Auto World and Johnny Lightning. I don't know much about Kyosho and Tamika Limited Vintage. Lamar Fashion, Free the Piece is probably a better source for knowledge on those castings as far as, you know, where they're available, what kind of production runs they do, what kind of different brands and cars they cast. But as I continue to collect those, I'm sure I'll learn enough about them. I don't really care because I just love the cars, and I'll get the cars and I'll show you the cars. That's what this channel is all about. But with Greenlight and some of the domestic brands, I think I have a pretty fair amount of knowledge. With Greenlight, I get most of my information from ZA3, and some of my information I get directly from Greenlight. And because ZA3, you know, with their numbers, there is a margin of error, and they admit that. So if they say there's 110 green machines produced of a certain green machine, realistically there could be 200 or 300 of those produced. It just depends. There's really no way of knowing without Greenlight coming out and, you know, saying what it is. So anyways, that's the video. This went way too long for 6 cars, but as always, I thank you for watching. The contest, yes, the contest. It is over. Entrance, it's too late to enter. I've got some stuff that I've got to get ready to ship, and I've got to get shipped out. That's going to take priority over that raffle. But that raffle will be done no later than the end of Sunday night, this upcoming Sunday night. I'll try to do it before then. But, man, there was a lot of people that were involved in that. So, well over 100 comments. So that's going to take me a little bit of time to go through and get all the names, and but I will do that, and I'll get that raffle done. So thank you everybody for all the support. Thank you for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. It's exciting. It doesn't, I mean, it's kind of immaterial in the grand scheme of things, because when I set this up and started doing this, it wasn't about, I wonder how many subscribers I could get. It was really just about sharing the diecast with people who enjoy it like I do. So it's just a byproduct of having fun doing what I do. So that's it. Thanks again. I will see you at the next video, and hopefully it'll be soon. Probably be later on this week, but I'll definitely holler back.